Hey, what's going on, everyone? So we are in war number 4. I've been having an absolute blast with Alliance War season, probably because I was out for so long. But I've been having a great time planning for it, doing it, recording the videos. I'm having a good time. So, anyways, still on path number 2, and kind of an interesting path. We're going to be ghosting for half the fights. But pretty cool, we get to bring Archangel. Archangel gets to see some gameplay. I actually, to be totally honest, I think this is the first time I've ever played Archangel in Alliance War, ever. So, pretty excited about that. We're definitely going to boost up pretty big. I was such an idiot. I spent all my loyalty on potions without thinking about buying boosts. So, going against my, better judgment here, I don't have any power boosts and I don't have any like invul boosts and honestly, like the power one, the invul boost and the power start 1 boost, like it's more of a mental thing. They do help, don't get me wrong, but like I feel like most of the time we didn't need them, but it was just, helped with our confidence. So we're going in kind of naked here. I mean, I'm going to be boosted up, but definitely no extras. So we've got Doom, and we're going to Ghost Doom. We've got Wasp for the unblockable synergy. With the ever-growing and evolving AI, Ghost is becoming, like, she's still, like, the absolute beast, but, like, you just have to be more flexible with Ghost. You can't just like be like, okay, they're not going to be super aggressive all the time. So we've got a Tuma, and for a second I thought he was a meta defender. Luckily he is not. And we've got we're going to just run Ghost again. Ghost like absolutely annihilates a Tuma. Such a great counter. Because Atuma's AI is like very simple, just usually does 1 hit or 2 hits, and the L1 keeps him on his side of the map. That's something you can kind of consider if you really want to get into like the nitty-gritty of playing Ghost. His L1 like travels nowhere, so it's really easy to manage the fight. Now most of the time manage the fight in like events quest doesn't matter. But in Alliance War, when you really want to, like, manage the space correctly, it's really great when they have, like, a really short L1. So we dropped the L1 there. If we had the power boost, then we would have, been back up to an L2 there and ended that fight. So, it's a little extra, room for error, but we're okay. So this next fight, I almost make like a huge mistake. I wasn't thinking that negative was a meta defender. And so you can see I'm boosting up potting up Ghost. I was gonna Ghost this fight. And sometimes when you get like a thought in your mind for Alliance War, you don't like see what's actually happening, if that makes sense. Like I'm like, okay, I'm ghosting. And luckily I was like, let me, I was going to check my boost, but then I was like, let me check this node really quick. I think I was checking for an increased damage boost, but I don't have that. I think I even tried to buy one, but I definitely like don't have enough loyalty. So it's like, come on, man, get it together. You don't have enough. Okay. So I'm like about to Ghost, and I was like, let me check this node. And I was like, oh shit. Now I probably could have played around it, but it would have been kind of awkward. You wouldn't have been able to like, the auto block in the beginning of the fight. I would have had to like play really passively. So anyways, I'm like, all right, let me switch to Archangel. Now I know if I knock him over, I'm going to go reverse control. So just like play the parry game. That's it. Now, at this point, it's just like RNG. I'm going for the reparries, when possible to get as many poisons as I can. And you know what? Archangel ascended. What do we have? 4 neuros, and we're doing 8k per tick, up to 12k with 6. Light work. And I was very excited that that worked out so smoothly, considering that I was about to ghost that fight, and it would have been way, way more annoying. So we do have Domino here, and definitely going to be an easy ghost fight here. Well, not easy, but should be straightforward. I've played Domino quite a bit. The only thing you have to be mindful about is if she fails your phase. So you just have to, every phase you have to be mindful that she could mess things up. And knowing that her lunge is a double medium, oh, there it was right there. You saw she failed it, so I was mindful of it. She has a double medium, so you have to be careful about the timing. If she plays passive, then you have to be careful. Another thing is, don't just like phase like you normally would L2. Bait a heavy. Because sometimes she can fail the blockable. Now she does put 9 of the EMP charges on us, and we're doing 2k per tick, which is a lot. I start panicking a little bit, and I throw that L1 and it doesn't kill her. I'm like, oh god, okay, so I dex this, I go in, I'm freaking out. Luckily we had 3 crits built up after that L1, and we took down that fight. You know, there was a lot to think about in that fight, so I just want to slow that down for a second. I think there's some interesting things to break down. So I want to show you, first things first, what I did with the L2. So notice that I'm at the L2 here, but I don't go for it. Because what I was saying is, she can fail your unblockable, and then you're really shit out of luck. So what I did is I held my block, and I waited for her to come at me. Let me hit play here. And then I threw it. You know, like basically just like baiting the charge, and then you dex into your L2. And that way you don't need it to be unblockable for it to connect. So, you know, after that, there's a little nuance there, but the rest of this fight is pretty straightforward. I think the only other thing to break down is there was a moment at the beginning of the fight where she waited to to lunge at me, and instead of, because she has a double medium, instead of going for the phase, I opt to parry. So you can see it, I think it's right here. You see how long she waited? So her first hit would have phased, but it would have connected, the second hit would have connected into me, the phase would have been gone. So definitely just go for the parry there, be mindful of that. So we'll move through the rest of this fight. We do manage to get Domino down. Very important that I had all those boosts up though. When you're fighting her, especially with that EMP, you know, having all that health boost made it so I could get through that fight. I'm stoked there. Okay, so we got to get over to the next fight. So we have Spot. Now, I struggle with Spot, to be honest. I don't know why. He's, you know, I just don't like fighting him. So I'm going to use Archangel here, and I definitely don't get very good RNG at the beginning. I feel like everybody just has those champs that, like, it's not like they're that hard. I mean, Spot is definitely not like the easiest defender, but you know, he can get going with his, you know, hitting into his block. Maybe it's because as a player, I always try to manage the space and I'm hitting into people's block a lot. And Spot, you definitely don't want to do that. So maybe I've just had, like, you know, a lot of times in Arena, just like building up those memories of, like, you know, mismanaging the fight. And then you just kind of like develop this like aversion towards, you know, the champion. Anyways, so he's a meta defender. We've got him on the mini boss here, the mini, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. This is Scared Stiff, so you just got to be careful of the root, and also Bubble Shield. So you have to be kind of mindful of that with Archangel because you're going to be parrying a lot. No bleeds there. Great. Let's go again. Okay, definitely got some bleeds there. That's good. I would prefer him not to throw that L2. No poison. Great. Third bleed. Come on. Okay, we get the poison, and we get 2 neuros there. That was huge. I'm a little hesitant with this L2, but I actually surprised myself and fully dexed the L2, which I was pretty stoked about. I'm rooted here, but I don't panic. He gets stunned. Great. No problem there. Got to be careful. I didn't want to throw that L1 because he could auto block it. So I play it safe, go for the parry. We get 2 neuros again. Having the Ascended Archangel is huge because we're doing 4k per tick. We drop that L2. We nail that fight. I was very happy with this fight. Definitely, you know, could have screwed it up in many different ways. Got it done. So this is 4 wars in. We are still deathless. I'm absolutely over the moon about that. Yeah, I'm really excited to be playing, you know, making these Alliance War videos. So please keep watching them. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will check you guys later. Peace.